The rapid evolution and deployment of generative AI has left lawmakers scrambling to implement regulations to protect users' privacy, copyright laws, and guarantee transparency. There are different types of legislation already coming in from at least 12 states, as well as the European Union. Regulators believe without proper guardrails, AI could put consumers at risk, while AI enthusiasts argue these regulations could slow down innovation and reduce the chance of American AI dominance.
From a regulation perspective, it is a bit of the Wild West. And so different regions or countries or even states are defining different regulation and how companies need to operate with them.
That's Brian Stafford, CEO of Diligent, a software company that provides governance, risk, and compliance services to some of the world's largest companies.
What I think most of our clients are trying to deal with is the right balance between how do you make sure that you can explore and invest in and experiment with the power of innovation through AI, but also make sure that you can stay within the compliance or regulatory frameworks that are being put around AI.
Walking that fine line is becoming increasingly difficult for companies as different jurisdictions are taking different approaches to regulating AI. The Trump administration is strongly leaning towards a continued reduction of AI regulation in hopes of positioning the U.S. for AI dominance.
We believe that excessive regulation of the AI sector could kill a transformative industry just as it's taking off, and will make every effort to encourage pro-growth AI policies.
But critics fear this wild west of tech could lead to reduced protections for consumers.
Some would say there's a gold rush plowing millions of dollars into investment. And one of the risks is obviously, what is the data that is training the model? How is that model operating? And then is it going to stay true to what the human beings who are designing the model and parameters want it to do?
That's former federal prosecutor and cybersecurity investigator, Judd Welly. He believes that companies are incentivized to move quickly when developing and integrating AI, but that they may move too quickly to educate themselves on the potential risks. And he's not the only one worried. Critics across various industries have growing concerns, including algorithmic decision-making in healthcare, transparency in hiring practices, the impact on the environment, and even copyright protections in Hollywood. Last year, the European Union passed the EU AI Act, which they're calling the world's first comprehensive AI law. It introduced a uniform framework that aims to address risks to health, safety, and fundamental rights, among others.
You would sort of assume or hope that the different regulations fit together from a US federal government to a US state government, like say within the state of California, or within an EU framework for how regulation works. But the reality is they don't entirely fit simply for organizations. And the risk for organizations is that complexity reduces an organization's ability to help to lean in and innovate. And so one of the challenges I think you find with regulation around areas that are so new is it's difficult to put regulation around something that is moving so fast.
Particularly if you're an investor in this space, be very thoughtful about where you're placing your bets in the AI space. And I think this AI risk management function that companies should be moving to adopt and integrate into their existing or their developing risk management systems will be a signal of maturity for an investor, that is a company that understands that while there's powerful upside to these products and tools, the company also understands that there's risks to be managed. Because the last thing that you want to do is to go forward with an AI third-party supplier that ends up not protecting your data, or that has insecure software that ends up providing hackers the opportunity to backdoor their way into your system.
So, what do you think? Should we remove the guardrails and let big tech move fast, or should we follow the lead of the EU and play it safe? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.